Hey everybody, Yankee here. You might be aware already if you watch my channel that this year for Christmas, I got myself a 2.5-inch Colt Python. I was actually trying to decide between this one and the 3-inch Colt Python, but in the end, I decided to go with the 2.5-inch. But one thing I did notice about the 3-inch that I liked a little better than the 2.5-inch when I was comparing them side by side was that the 3-inch was a little bit shinier. This one doesn't have quite the gloss finish the 3-inch did. That one just had a little bit more polish to it. So I decided, well, I'll get the 2.5-inch, but I am going to want to polish it up. So I'm going to go ahead tonight and spend a little time polishing my 2.5-inch Python and give it a nice shiny finish. I don't know how well it'll show on camera here, how much difference you'll see, but as you can see right now, it's kind of a semi-gloss finish, kind of a semi-shiny. It isn't quite polished, but it isn't matte either, and it isn't brushed. It's just, like kind of in between. So what I thought is, I'd like to make it to where it shows fingerprints worse than it does right now. But actually, to be honest, it kind of shows fingerprints bad right now, but doesn't have the look of a shiny gun, of a high polished gun. So I'm going to give it, like I said, a little bit of a polish. I just need a cotton rag and some mothers, and I'm going to get to it. But first off, I'm going to want to tape off the top parts, the parts that are a satin finish, a matte finish, so that they're not reflective. I want to make sure I don't kind of lap over them when I'm polishing, so I'm going to tape those off. Oh, and one thing I'm going to do before I tape it off to make it easier to tape off and easier to polish overall, I'm going to take off the rear sight and the front sight. As we all know, the front sight is very easy to take off. You just undo the little screw and it comes right out. All right, taking out the rear sight's a little trickier. You got to take out this little pin right here before you can do it. Once you get it pushed all the way out, that'll pop right off. Make sure you don't lose your little spring or screw or anything. One more little tap should get that the rest of the way out. Let's not let it roll off the table. All right, the sights are off. It's all taped up, and I'm ready to go start polishing. All right, I've got it polished up to where I want it now. It's not quite a mirror finish, but it's a lot shinier than it was. Let's get it put back together here and see if you can tell on camera. And what I'm polishing it with here tonight was some Mother's Mag Polish and an old Sporting System shirt that I had spilled paint on not too long ago. So it was nice to see this shirt get to spend its latter days doing something like polishing a gun. I think it would have approved. All right, here we have it. It's all polished up now, looking good. So I think it turned out really nicely. Like I said, I don't know how well you can tell on camera here because it is a subtle difference, but it is a much shinier now. I think you can tell more on the rounded parts than you can anywhere else. But like I said, much glossier of a finish now. Not exactly a mirror polish, but it is a pretty high polish. And I really like it now a little bit better than I did before because I really did like the shinier finish on the 3-inch. And now my 2.5-inch is just as shiny as that 3-inch.